Good morning. Right now, as I speak to you, there's a van going from Holland and driving all the way up through Germany into Denmark and going to Copenhagen. And that van is Danny's van full of his shop tabletopper, link in the description, that he's bringing to Sealand Open. He's bringing some prizes for the prize pool, and he's also bringing some of his stuff that people have ordered, including me. I've ordered a few boxes of Wargames Atlantic stuff, and then I think he's also going to do some car boot sales from his shop. So, and Danny has sent me his list for review for Sealand Open. So here goes. Danny, I'm going to cut into you because this is one of the lists that people have ranked highly. So it's a 17 ordered eyes, 1,000 points. Look at that. He's spending every single point, isn't he? He starts with the second lieutenant, 35 points. This is just paying a tax. And then engineer squads. And this is the first place where I sort of, why? Because he's got one of the engineer squads here being just a skirmish unit, double BAR, and 6 infantrymen. So it's got an 8-man skirmish unit. That's a huge skirmish unit. BARs, I think you could get away with just 6 men. But you might want to use it as a push unit as well. The BAR does give you a lot of firepower, Danny. Um, okay. And then this one we know again. This is more or less an engineer unit that you see in Dodges. It's got 6 men, one with a flamethrower, 2 with a BAR. I think this loadout is a little confused. Does this want to be a skirmish unit, or does this want to be an engineer jumping out of Dodge, flaming something? It is a little bit of a. It can do both, and as such, maybe is not optimized for either. Maybe the BARs are for, once you get out and you used your flamethrower, maybe it gets killed or runs out, then you can start skirmishing. Sniper team regular. War Dog team, I don't like War Dogs, but they are pretty cheap. Look at that, 18 points for a veteran um, small team guy. Yeah, the spotting is not super useful, but it's there. Then a multi-rocket launcher, 140mm. Always buy this inexperienced. It's just way better than anything else. Horse-drawn limber. Now you can buy mules. I think the horse-drawn limber is actually not worth it because the mule is just way cheaper. Because this is just an order dice, right? That's what it is. Steward Light Tank, of course, the darker version. Not with Recce. Why not? Save the points somewhere else and buy yourself a Recce. I mean, you could even cut down one of these skirmishes. That would be enough to get this Recce, I think. I just think Recce is so useful. If I had the opportunity of buying it on my British stewards, I definitely would. And a Dodge truck with MMG, perfect. This is a good support unit, or you can transport your engineers up, and that'll work as well. Second platoon, lieutenant, inexperienced. Marine squad, that is to get the dogs, because you just have to have one Marine squad in your roster to be able to buy dogs. It's got 3 BARs, really good skirmish unit. This really, really good. It's way better than the other one, actually. And a veteran engineers. Ooh, these are tough guys. It's got 3 rifles, 1 submachine gun, and a flamethrower. Really good loadout on these 2 units. I like it. Another dog team, again, very cheap order dice. Another multi-rocket launcher, 2 multi-rocket launchers. Ouch! That is going to hurt. That is going to hurt. Whoever faces off Danny, you have to make sure that you sort of spread out a bit, right? Because 2 multi-rocket launchers, he is going to fire both of them. If you clump up, he's going to fire both of them, and you're going to get absolutely murdered. Another horse-drawn limber, again, very, very cheap. And another Steward Light Tank without the Recce, but with the LMGs and a Weasel. Weasels are pretty cool. 7 plus open topped recce. That's a good transport. Um, yeah. So that is the platoon. Do I think that this will do? Yes, it's. I'm not necessarily a fan of these two units here. It's just the loadout that I think is off compared to what I would do. Um, but he might be really comfortable with how these are set up, and it will work. It's a classic mixed bag, isn't it? The only thing that he really lacks is some HE, so a mortar team somewhere. He hasn't got that. Um, that's the only like thing that I would point out that it sort of hasn't really it hasn't got that capacity, but it's got multi-rocket launchers shooting. It's got the Darker Stewards delivering pins. It's got the skirmish infantry. It's got the engineers. It's got everything else, hasn't it? So really good unit. Danny, I'm looking forward to seeing you, and good luck at Sealand Open. Cheers.